call it. Two drag strips connected by two U-turns. I'm Marty Snyder with Benny Parsons alongside Topside. But first, let's go downstairs to Matt Yoakum.
Marty, Winston Cup point leader Jeff Gordon has 6 poles in 2001, and 2 of his 6 career short track poles have come here at the Martinsville Speedway. He won the pole here back in the spring, but finished 12th with a chassis that was new to Gordon, but not to a lot of other drivers. They brought that same race car back, hoping to set quick time again and win Gordon's first short track victory in 2001. But judging by the practice times, there's a new sheriff in town, Dave Burns.
Matt, is this the car of the guy who's the hottest thing in Winston Cup racing right now? Well, if you ask Tony Stewart, he might say, based on his Pontiac and the tires that go on it, no, I'm not the hottest thing. And yet, the numbers show differently. He was last week's second-place finisher. He's got a win here at Martinsville in 2 poles, and he was quickest in the morning practice. Marty?
Well, hi, everyone. I'm Marty Snyder alongside Benny Parsons. Welcome to qualifying for the 6th and final short track race of the 2001 NASCAR Winston Cup Series schedule. And Benny, the error for margin in Martinsville is what here?
It's just hardly anything. We're going to qualify 36 cars this afternoon, folks, and from 1st to 36 will be less than 1/3 of a second. So any kind of slip up, and you could miss qualifying.
And we've had a little bit of a rain shower since practice. Will that affect how these guys try to change their setups at all?
I don't think so, Marty, because I really don't think it's rain enough to bother the racetrack at all.
All right, qualifying coming up in the last 9 races here at Martinsville. We've had 8 different Bud Pole winners. We're back in just a moment with qualifying and the first car rolling in just a second.
High-definition television made possible by Panasonic.
NFL 2001 is here, and this year's Sports Illustrated and NFL Films want you to grab on to the ultimate NFL package. 3 great gifts. The official NFL Films highlight video of your favorite team, plus a collectible NFL team logo football, both free with your paid subscription. When you use your credit card, you'll also get this fleece stadium blanket, free. With your official NFL team highlight video, you'll see who'll have all the fun in 2001. Call now and you'll also get this team logo football. Pick a team, any team. The choice is yours. Both are free when you order 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. When you use your credit card, you'll also get this fleece stadium blanket, embroidered with the Sports Illustrated logo, free. It's the ultimate NFL package, free from Sports Illustrated and nowhere else. Get into it.
You are my adversary, but you are not my enemy. For your resistance gives me strength. Your will gives me courage. Your spirit ennobles me. And though I aim to defeat you, should I succeed, I will not humiliate you. Instead, I will honor you. For without you, I am a lesser man.
Welcome back to Bud Pole qualifying from the Martinsville Speedway, the beautiful Martinsville Speedway, which now has a walk-through tunnel, which we're all happy about. Benny, right? John Andretti will be the first car to roll, and we used that walk-through tunnel many times today, I would have to say.
As a matter of fact, that's what you're talking about. Whoops, wait a minute.
There you go. There's the walk-through tunnel. And what we're talking about is turn 4 there, where the walk-through tunnel goes underneath.
Yes, the tunnel goes under the track there, and you can see the new concrete, this small patch of concrete. That is new. And some of the drivers were complaining about that when they hit this spot, that the car, it was very, very slick. But they said as cars run across it, as rubber is laid down on that strip, that it seems to be getting much better.
So does that mean an immediate advantage for the guys who go even later today in the practice or qualifying session?
It could be. It could be that the guys that are qualifying back in the lineup could have an advantage.
John Andretti, the first car rolling. 4 career poles for Andretti. Last one, Phoenix, November of '99. He hit the curb on the warm-up lap there. That wasn't too good. I saw John in one of his laps today and hit the curb there too. Obviously has had some success here. Former winner here at Martinsville. I was there that day and had his pits, and he had a great car that day. Tracked down Jeff Gordon, took over the lead, and won the race.
17th fastest in the 2-hour practice session held here today. As he goes across that new strip, no problem, comes by for the green flag. They will not receive the green flag today first time by, because these tires that they're using at the Martinsville Speedway seem to like heat, so they will allow the teams to put one practice lap on the tires before the green.
John started 35th here in April, finishing a disappointing 40th in that race. And, you know, including his win, he's only had 2 top 10s here, and that, to me, is kind of...
Oh, he got a bit loose off the wrong corner. Almost got in the wall off too. But they all realize the second lap is the one. If the car's going to run a good speed, it's going to be on the second lap. Here comes Andretti. His first lap was about 0.15 of a second slower than he practiced. And that loose condition off turn 2 and turn 4 hurt him.
Really hurt
his first lap was fastest 20.502 seconds. Average speed was 92.36 miles per hour. As I said, in practice, he had run 20.36.
All right, John Andretti in 20.502. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
And Jeff Gordon is the driver. Set to roll out 7th. Jeff, you're 4th quick in the practice session, Jeff. Can you put it on the pole again?
We got a good car. Yeah, same car we sat on the pole last time here with. But, you know, it just takes that perfect lap. And somebody's going to hit it today, and we hope that we're one of them.
Jeff Gordon hit it here back in 1995 and back in April, Marty.
Yes, he did. And the new driver in the number 4, Rich Bickle, is in just this week only. Bobby Hamilton Jr. will be in for the remainder of the season. That is the deal they have worked out. Mike Skinner will be, of course, in this car next year. Bickle very good at this racetrack. He's had a 4th place finish here as his best. And I understand Skinner's hobbling around on crutches. Said he might show up at Talladega next week, Benny.
Fantastic. Rich Bickle did not seem to have a lot of trouble with the spot in turn 4 in his first lap.
Pretty good.
Not too bad. We'll put him first so far, the 2 cars that have qualified. And it's almost as fast as he practiced. About 0.05 of a second slower. But this lap ought to be a little bit better.
21st in practice. Bickle on the pole right now.
Another car that slowed down
on his second lap, huh?
The guys were telling me in the garage here the second lap would be better, but we haven't seen that with the first 2 cars. First lap, 20.435 seconds, average speed, 92.67 miles per hour.
And they are one of the teams that does not have a provisional, so it looks like they probably will be okay with that time, although probably too early to guess. Ken Schrader heads out onto the racetrack now. Schrader 25th fastest in practice this morning. And I'm surprised because you're right, Benny. I mean, traditionally, and today I heard from guys, second lap would be the fastest, but traditionally here at Martinsville, second lap is always the fastest. Takes 1 lap to get those tires worked in.
It could be that since NASCAR is allowing the team to have that practice lap, that one warm-up lap, that's why that we're seeing the first green flag lap being the quickest. All right, there we go. Schrader's off and running. Hard on the brakes, down next to that curb with the left side. Back on the gas. Not too bad.
Pace chase there, Benny. Red is bad. Green is good. He's in the red.
He's in the red.
But the lap looks good.
And you can see that he's getting slower and slower.
Yep. So slower there for Schrader, 25.07, and if he doesn't pick up on his second lap, he's really going to be disappointed.
Okay, green is good.
Green.
Green, green, green. Green is good for Schrader.
Yeah, he's picking up a little bit. Oh, he went to red.
Oh, just a little bit of a slip. Come on, going in the corner. It's so
got back a little bit. Oh,
not quite.
Not quite enough. 24.50. 3 cars out. Rich Bickle so far the fastest of them all at 24.53. We'll be back in just a moment.
I've always loved working on computers, and in the Army, that's what I do.
If you never thought about the U.S. Army or Army Reserve, think about this. There are 212 ways for you to become a soldier and work at a job you'll love. Call 1-800-959-ARMY for this free video to find out which job is right for you. and discover the 212 ways you can be an army of one.
I love what I do.
Tonight, the new WB Friday's got an all-new Reva, and she's downright funny. Hey, have you met the other woman?
Hello, I'm Barbara Jean. You brought her?
It's 106 degrees in the car.
Crack a window.
Oh, yeah. These two are going to get along great.
Hi. Anything I can help with?
There's a Frisbee on the roof.
The new comedy, Reva, part of the new WB Friday. Tonight on the WB Television Network.
Everywhere we go, people seem to love Team Kelly.
We love Team Kelly racing.
They've got the drive, they've got the experience.
Team Kelly needs a lot of work.
How is it you have the worst luck on the circuit?
Go Kelly! Go Kelly!
Danny needs to step out of the way and let Trish drive.
You racing Saturday night?
You know, I think this week Team Kelly's going to do it.
Cut! Yeah, like that'll happen.
Someday, they just might win. The Kellys. Exclusively on NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR.
Welcome back to Bud Paul Qualifying on CNN Sports Illustrated from Martinsville. You just missed Mark Martin's run, who got the pole on his first lap and was even better, Benny, on his second lap.
You see the time, 20.377 seconds. Average speed, 92.93 miles per hour.
And Mark was 15th fastest in morning practice session. This guy, Robert Presley, was 6th fastest. This should be a very good indication of about where the pole speed should be, Benny.
In practice this morning, Robert Presley ran 20.28. The quickest time was 20.18. So, Presley takes the green flag.
And he started 5th here in April. Today, Burns.
And Rich Bickle is staying second at the moment. Rich, did that warm-up lap take away any possibility of being best on your second qualifying lap?
Well, right now, these tires are pretty hard here, and it takes them a while to get speed. But no, actually, it helps a little bit. But the problem is, John Andretti said going out here early is really slippery. And I've never qualified earlier. I've always been middle of the pack or late. But it definitely, he was not lying. I went out there, and the track's really slick. And they did a new spot over here where there's a new tunnel. And it's just really, really slick off of there right now. And I think when it gets some rubber back in, it'll pick up. But I got to thank the Kodak guys for giving me this shot. It's been a while since I've been in a Cup car, since they need the second one race of the season. But we gotta hopefully get this thing in the show and put on a good show for everybody.
This will be a one-race deal for Rich Bickle. He has won here in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series racing. He's also been on the pole in the trucks. Marty?
And Dave, Robert Presley gave it everything he had there on that second lap. Lost a little bit of time, actually, on the second lap, going, obviously, for the pole. Had a good first lap, which was 20.417, and that will be his lap of record. So, pretty good run there for Robert Presley.
But he slowed down about 1,400 from practice, and that's what the teams all with the driver, the teams all want to do. They just want to duplicate that practice run. And when you can't do it, you always go home feeling like you've left something laying on the table.
And in theory, they want to get better than they were in practice. Let's hear from Matt Yoakum.
Marty, Jeff Burton has a big smile on his face. 11th fastest in the practice session. Jeff, what about you? Have a shot for the pole?
Well, if we hit everything just right, we do. The times are so close here. Weather's a lot different than it was. I don't know how that's going to affect the track. This is a tough place to qualify because you slide around for a little bit, but we'll just see what happens.
A few questions still remain for Jeff Burton, 99 team. They've never won a pole here, Dave.
And Matt, right now, Mark is debriefing a little bit with his car chief, Sean Parker. And we'll just jump in here. Mark, pretty good lap, but you were having some discussions with Goodyear's technical people beforehand. How did that play into your qualifying run?
Well, it didn't really, but, you know, these guys have really done a great job, especially the last couple of weeks here. The Viagra Taurus has been a little bit better and a little bit better, and that's a spectacular run for us. I missed a couple of 100s here down in this last corner, but the car was good, and, you know, it's going to be a reasonable starting spot, better than last time here. The conversation I was having with Greg from Goodyear had to do technically with my car. I wanted to know if he had any ideas about the specific problems that I was having and have had with my race car for about a year. Not directly relating to the tire, but I was just trying to get some help.
Interesting. That's a great positive side to what you can do with the technical guys at Goodyear.
And Dave, we saw Matt Kenseth slide into the 5th spot. And here is Jeff Gordon, 4th fastest in practice this morning, Benny, and looked awfully good all day long.
And he ran 20.275, and wow, did that look like a great first corner. But Pace Chase tells us he's in the red. Red is bad. Oh, in 3 and 4, he got an agree. This is going to be really, really close.
And he got it. There you go. 23.65 for Jeff Gordon. Shaves off a 100 of Mark Martin's time. Talk about qualifying being tight. There's a good example.
But we see this time he's even faster than the last time. Wow, he just gets faster and faster, although he did back up a little bit off that slick spot in turn 4.
2.55, Benny. That's pretty impressive.
Average speed was 93.49 miles per hour, and Jeff Gordon ran a little bit faster than he practiced. Only 200s, but at least he was able to come back and duplicate that practice session.
And barely off of what he sat here for the pole in April. His record is amazing here at Martinsville. No doubt he will be good on Sunday. Dave Blaney now on the track. Blaney 27th fastest. These guys really need something to good happen for this team. They've had 2 DNFs in the last 3 races. And the one race they didn't have a DNF in, they finished 10th at Kansas. So they can run well. They just need to go a little bit of good luck to go their way.
All right, Blaney is off. Green flag is in the air. This qualifying run has started. Comes off the corner. Blaney's not using quite enough racetrack off turn 2. Not letting that car drift out right against that wall.
This is one of those racetracks where you see slides in 6, Benny, where you teach a young guy, you say, go faster by going slower, right?
Watch him as he comes off the corner. See that 5 or 6 feet between himself and the outside retaining wall? Needs to be 5 or 6 inches. Not bad, though. This is not a bad qualifying. This is not a bad effort. This is not bad.
Wow, Blaney, 23.57. The 39-year-old Dave Blaney, and he'll take that, I would assume.
He's got to.
27th fastest in practice was Blaney, currently 2nd. He picked it up a good bit from practice this morning, Dave Blaney did. Dave, who you with?
Well, I'm with a guy who sat here on the pole in the spring. Possibilities of doing it again with that lap, you think, Jeff?
I don't know. Guys ran faster in that practice. Stewart did, I know. And, you know, Rusty's always a factor here. So it's hard to say what it's going to take. It seems like the track's a little cooler at Martinsville. That isn't a good thing. You know, actually, having some temperature in the track actually can be pretty good here. But that's the best lap we've run all day. It was a good, clean lap, and I'll take it. It should end up, you know, up there somewhere.
Yep, and Matt, it was almost 0.2 faster than his practice lap.
Oh, a little slip off turn 4.
And Benny, while Jeff Gordon was 4th fastest in the practice session, Ricky Rudd, just like in the points, he was right behind Gordon in the 5th fastest time. Ricky, usually you guys are 1st or 2nd in practice, but then end up qualifying 4th or 5th. Babak says that means you should be on the pole. How about it?
Well, we're going to try a different strategy, kind of not on purpose, but I say normally we run a little bit better in practice, but, you know, we've just been a little bit off, but, you know, you're talking about the blink of an eye, and you could be first, or the blink of the eye the other way, you find yourself in 25th or 30th. So if we go out there and just get some good, comfortable laps in, we've got a shot at the pole, but hopefully a top 5 anyway.
Well, he knows how to set fast time here. 4 poles for his career, but the last one was when Ronald Reagan was in the White House. Marty?
And Bobby Labonte won't be on the pole today, Matt. Very disappointing and kind of surprising. He was slow in practice, but not that slow, Benny.
No, his 2nd lap, slowest of the so far, 20.544 seconds. And Bobby Labonte was so loose off turn 2 that he left black marks as he came off the corner, the rear tires, trying to get grip.
And there you see some black marks off turn 2. Right there at the top.
It's over here someplace.
That is a loose race car, Benny.
That was very, very loose.
We talked about the margin of error here, and it is just, there is none here, Benny. It's like here in New Hampshire, the 2 hardest places to qualify for margin of error, because you can't make a mistake either way in any of those places. Ward Burton out on the racetrack right now. Ward 20th fastest in practice this morning. Hasn't finished in the top 10 here since 1997.
And you see our TNT pace chase is in, and Ward Burton is close. This first lap, He's within a tenth of a second, which would put him on the outside look. Now he's jumped up there and losing time. Now he's back to almost a tenth.
Fifth fastest for Ward. 24.30 on that lap.
Once again, as we check out our pace chase, we see that red is bad, green is good.
Seems like he loses. Well, he's gaining back. Getting close. Up to third for Ward Burton. Not a bad lap. 23.70. Perhaps the surprise of qualifying so far. Ward Burton's teammate Dave Blaney, and he is with Dave Burns.
And Marty, he was 27th best in practice this morning. Dave, that looked like a much better than 27th best lap, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. We had a set of tires this morning that we were kind of progressing on our first set, and then we stalled on our second set. It couldn't get going as good, so this one was back like it was the first set. That was a good lap for us. I don't know if I've qualified in the top 20 here ever, so we're pleased with that.
All right, he's pretty enthusiastic, Marty.
And they have good reason to be happy there, Benny. I would have to say the lap for Dave Blaney very good. Buckshot Jones out on the racetrack right now.
And Buckshot just struggled in practice. 39th best.
They, of course, missed the race last week at Charlotte, so imperative that they make the race this weekend for these guys.
All right, green flag is out. Buckshot is off against the clock.
For a young guy like Buckshot, Benny, how do you teach him how to drive a racetrack like Martinsville?
No, you really don't. This is something that you've got to do yourself. This racetrack is unlike any others. I was talking to someone on NBC.com, and we see Buckshot goes down to 11th best, and talked about how some drivers get around the racetrack used a lot of brakes, and other drivers did not apply that much brake pedal. And he said, well, how do they do that? I can't tell you. I mean, all I can do is, I know when I race here, I use a tremendous amount of brake. But some drivers, Bobby Hamilton's probably the easiest guy down there on the brakes, and I can't explain why. Buckshot Jones, so far 11th best. Best lap 20.551, average speed 92.14 miles per hour.
And that will be on the line as to whether or not they will make the field. Buckshot does not have a provisional available to him, so they are facing possibly missing their second straight race. Jerry Nadeau out on the track now, 26 fastest this morning. He had a good run here in the spring, Benny. Started 7th, finished 10th, solid day. Some in the garage area would argue that Tony Furr, Jerry's crew chief, is perhaps the best crew chief for Martinsville. He teaches or works with drivers on how to drive this racetrack. Save the brakes, stay off the brakes.
See, Nadeau, this is his warm-up lap, so the fact that he's loose and really squirming around the racetrack, nothing is hurt. But now he's on the green flag. He wants to keep this car going forward. Pace chase is in. And already you can see that he's behind time.
Jerry has 3 top 10s in his last 5 starts here. 3 top 10 starts, that is.
That wasn't a bad corner off.
He's not too far behind, Benny.
It was not a bad corner, and he goes down to the 9th position.
We'll see if he's one of those guys who has shown the ability to pick it up on a second lap once he gets into the tires.
He got too wide off turn 2, it looked like. Did not make a really good exit off turn 2. There we go. That's using that racetrack. That's using that track.
Up to 5th for Jerry Nadeau with a lap of 24.04. But Jeff Gordon is a man who's still on the pole. Nadeau's teammate looking good so far. We'll be back with more Bud Polk qualifying for the Martinsville Speedway in just a moment.
High-definition television, made possible by Panasonic.
Life is full of difficult questions. Is my portfolio diversified? What should I know about the global economy? Will I be able to afford my children's education? Then there are the really important questions that require expert advice. Questions whose answers will have an immediate impact. Questions like, should I get steel or graphite shafts?
Depend on CNN.
The Kellys. Exclusively on NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR.
And you missed no one on the racetrack because Casey Atwood just took the white flag. 13th fastest of 13 cars for Casey. You can see there the lap 20.812. I dare say they're disappointed with that, Benny. They were 16th fastest.
Oh, and he missed the corner up in 3. Got in the corner a little bit too hard. So this lap maybe a little faster, but it's not fast enough to make much difference.
Talk about disappointment. I know he's disappointed with that lap. They had a pretty good practice going.
So you see the second lap was a little quicker, but not nearly quick enough to make the top 36. 20.734 average speed, 91.33 miles per hour.
Matt, are you with the guy who won last week?
The guy that has a lot of momentum coming into Martinsville, hoping to pick up not only his first career short track pole, but your first career short track win, Sterling. 9th fastest in practice. How about it?
Yeah, we're pretty good. We run a 30 and saved our best set of tires for this run here. So guys tuned the motor up, all the normal stuff. So we'll see what we can do.
He's got a very stout race car, the same car he drove to 5th here in the spring after starting all the way back in 31st.
Today. Hey, Matt, Ward Burton has a pole here in the past, but the car didn't quite happen today, Ward. What are you guys searching for?
I tell you what, from the spring to the fall, we have gained a ton on this Dodge. I'm really proud of the Caterpillar team. When we were here last spring, we were struggling with the new tire, motor combination, aero. These guys have worked so hard. We got a great motor on the hood. It feels super. Great aero package. And Tommy and the guys have figured the tires out. And I think we'll end up in top 10, top 15 somewhere. I'm just really proud. It shows a lot of progress, a lot of hard work.
And with a Darlington win under his belt as well, they've made a lot of strides this year, Marty.
And Dave Kurt Busch comes in 13th fastest. Not too good for Kurt. He was 43rd fastest in practice this morning. And ever since he sat on the pole at Darlington, Benny, they have taken 4 consecutive provisionals. And it looks like they're probably in provisional land again this week.
Yes, it looks like that. Exactly, that they're talking about provisionals and how they're going to go from the back to the front on Sunday afternoon.
Let's go downstairs to Matt Yoakum.
And Marty, you never know who you may see down here on the grid. Charlie Pastrak and his former modified crew chief, Gary Putnam, now the car chief for Johnny Benson. And Johnny, 3rd quick in the practice. How about it? Can you win a pole?
We're not trying for it. We're just going to try to qualify better than I have in the past year. I've always struggled qualifying. James and guys just, this is a place I don't like, and it's a place that James likes, so we're compromising right now.
Well, he's hoping for a pole, which would go a long ways, because if he wins a pole and the race in the same weekend, $1 million would go to the big brothers and big sisters. So they're pretty confident they might have a shot at the pole today.
But he's trying to detune himself, Matt. Don't be talking about that stuff. He's trying not to put a lot of pressure on himself. I talked to him down there, and he's, no, I'm not going to, I hate this place. I'm not going to do any good. Well, you got a chance with the pole. Well, I don't want to, almost skip. That's what I'm talking about. Use that racetrack back there, man. Use that track. Atta boy, Jeff.
Now you're talking about Jeff Burton, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about Jeff Burton. Use that. Oh, here, we're going to use it again.
Burton's giving it all he got. He started 3rd here in April, and he is 10th right now. Jeff Burton was 11th fastest in practice. 10th so far, his lap of record. The second one, 20.489. Of course, Burton, a former winner here, had a good run here in April, and they always look forward to coming here to Martinsville. Hey, there's Mikey. No war wagon today. Mikey's lost. He's looking for the wagon. He's down there trying to find someone to talk to.
No, he's trying to watch those cars go through the corner and see what kind of problems they might be having.
See how long they let off 4, and when they get back on the gas, is that what he's looking for?
Just in what kind of grip they're able to get down in the corner. As Stacy Compton comes off the corner.
Stacy's house, I think you could throw a rock from here and hit it. He had a good arm. From Hurt, Virginia.
So I'm talking about by being
racetrack. He uses all the racetrack, doesn't he?
No, he did not.
Did not
use nearly enough racetrack. Watch as he comes off the corner. Jeff Burton, we saw him go up and almost hit the wall. That wasn't bad.
Of course, Stacy burst onto the scene here when he qualified 9th for the race at Martinsville, and got him a lot of attention that weekend. Stacy 31st fastest in practice, 15th with that lap. 27.08 on that lap for Stacy. Still not using enough racetrack, is he?
No, you got to get out and almost hit the wall off these corners.
I can't wait to see Thunder Motion on Sunday, see how you drove this racetrack.
All right, does Stacy pick it up enough on that second lap? No, not really.
Picks up one spot for Stacy Compton. 26.38 will be the lap of record for Stacy Compton at Yoakum.
And Kenny Wallace, big smile. Kenny, 32nd in practice. You've won a pole here before. Can you do it today?
Well, I don't know. It's a different day. You know, it's another year, new type of tire, different setups, and you know, we're just going to go after it and try to get hooked up on the racetrack. Looks like everybody's slipping and sliding, so I think the person that ends up with the right angle could, you know, come up with a really good lap. So, you know, we spent most of the time getting ready for the race because tomorrow I'm going to go run the Busch car at Memphis. So we spent most of the time in race mode. I just would be thrilled if we could just get us a good starting spot. Somewhere up the top 15 would make me real happy.
He is going to pull double duty, and tomorrow Kerry Earnhardt will climb behind the wheel of the one car to put this Pennzoil Chevy through its paces in the final practice session. Marty?
Big weekend for those guys, Matt. Ricky Craven on the track right now. 23rd in morning practice. He looks like he is using a little bit of the racetrack, Ben.
Yeah, he was. I liked his exit off turn 2.
Kenny brought up a great point there. The guy with the best angle is going to be the guy who sits on the pole. Explain to people at home what he means.
You tell me, because I haven't left
the way they're going into the corner, right? I would assume that's what he's talking about. Okay.
As see our TNT pace chase, and we see that Craven is close. He's very close. Oh, outside pole.
He made that second lap work. 22.99 for Ricky Craven. Way to pick it up from practice. Ricky Craven outside pole right now. Jeff Gordon, his former teammate, the man still to beat so far in Bud Pole qualifying for Martinsville. Stay tuned.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength, becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gem-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 Health Club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance in any room in your home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Bowflex is real. The results are real. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call right now for a free video and brochure. Bowflex, the power is yours.
Illustrated.
Welcome back to CNN Sports Illustrated Live. Bud Pole coverage of qualifying, and Hut Strickland disappointing 13th so far out of the 18 cars that have run. Hut was 10th fastest in practice this morning, Benny. I know that they are upset with that lap. And of course the announcement this week that Hill's brother would not be back with his team next year, but that Hill's brothers was keeping Felipe Lopez as the director of race operations for Hill's brothers and for Sarah Lee. And Hut Strickland would be the team driver. So they are, in essence, searching for a team to go to. Here's the Wendy's race menu for the weekend. NASCAR Winston Cup Series final practice tomorrow, 1 p.m. on TNT, and that leads right into the NASCAR Busch Series race. From Memphis, Alan Bestwick and Wally Dallenbach will be there for all the coverage. That also on TNT at 2:30 Eastern Time. And then on Sunday, the NASCAR Winston Cup Series Old Dominion 500, presented by Stacker 2 on NBC. Kevin LePage takes the green flag. Talked to Kevin this morning. He has this ride for 1 more week guaranteed. He will be in the car at Talladega, and that's a good thing because these guys do not have a provisional available to them today, and they were 40th fastest in practice this morning, Benny. Is he using enough of the racetrack?
He didn't on his warm-up lap.
Wow, 18th fastest for Kevin. Struggles continue out of 19 cars, 27.02. The speed there.
Now you really got to let this car go up. Jeff Burton was almost perfect, but he was a little bit too loose off the corner.
Jeff Burton almost hit the wall.
Yeah, well, exactly.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
Just almost hit the wall, don't actually hit it. He picked up a little bit. 14th fastest right there. 25.25 for Kevin LePage. Dave Burns, what do you got?
Ricky Craven, who slipped and slid his way to a 20.299. What was it like to drive that lap, Ricky?
Kind of fun, actually. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It would have been a little more fun if it had been a little faster, but we tested here. It paid off. And the interesting thing is the 2 days that we spent here testing the Tide Ford, we never made one qualifying lap. So this is sort of a bonus. We ran 450 laps in race mode. So I'm really excited about Sunday, but today was kind of a bonus. I want to get the pole from my car owner. It's his birthday, so I'll have to make it up to him on Sunday.
Very good. We'll look for that on Sunday. Again, Ricky Craven with a great run. Just tape it up and go, I guess, guys.
Not a bad idea. Happy birthday, Cal, while we're at it. Ricky Rudd on the green flag lap. I bet you he'll use enough racetrack, Benny.
I'm sure he will. He was 5th best in practice.
Started 4th here in the spring. Finished 2nd.
Almost looked like he had the race won until his teammate Dale Jarrett passed it with just a few laps to go. All right, Ricky Rudd goes back to 11th. All right, the bad lap's out of the way. Let's watch this good one.
Pace chases in. He's in the red.
Oh, yes. Right up against that outside wall.
Here he goes. Gaining a little bit on it.
He's not looking too good. Red is bad. And, wow.
Ricky Rudd
really struggling.
A little bit off 4 there, but struggling now in 9th for Ricky Rudd. Bit of a surprise there. 20.438. Of course, last week at the Lowe's Motor Speedway, Sterling Marlin took him to victory lane. What an awesome car they had. Great on the long runs. I said Sterling would be a dark horse pick here at Martinsville this weekend. Benny laughed at me. But here's the crew celebrating. Look at Bob Patterson. Bob falls down. He breaks a finger. I said, Bob, what are you doing? And you know what I wanted to find out is I think we need to find out who made a bigger fool of himself. Bob last week in his effort to celebrate Ricky Rudd's team.
He looked like he went to Sean Warren for instructions on how to celebrate after the race is over. Sean Warren is a Rudd crewman that jumped up on the wall and fell off the wall. Dave?
And see, Benny, Sean Warren tells me that he never gave Bob Patterson the rights to do a similar victory celebration like that. So big discussions down here in the garage area.
We'll have to check that out. We'll have to investigate further, shan't we, Dave?
Exactly.
There you go.
All right. TNT Pace chases in, and we can see Sterling so far not too good.
Sterling 9th fastest in practice this morning, Benny, but he is in the red.
All right, where does he go in this first time?
14th.
All right, Matt, what have you got to add to this?
All I know, Benny, is that Sean Warren told me he is consulting his attorney. There could be legal issues.
I think I should leave Bob alone. He broke a finger. I mean, that's enough, isn't it?
All right, Sterling comes off the corner. Is it better?
This lap red the whole time. 13th fastest. Boy, that track is really slick, isn't it, Benny?
It sure seems to be. Jeff Gordon didn't have that much trouble with it. Wonder why that is.
Maybe the slick track helped him out a little bit.
He doesn't have much trouble anywhere, does he?
Well, I've seen him have some trouble at some places. 24.90 the lap for Sterling, by the way, for the 13th fastest. And Johnny Benson out on the racetrack said he hates this place, but his crew chief James Ince likes it, so they're trying to come to some sort of middle ground there.
All right,
probably doesn't. Go ahead.
3rd best in practice. He's not on the green yet, is he? It's a good thing because he's missed the 2nd corner almost entirely. All right, here we go.
I would say he doesn't like it because his best start here is 18th. That's one reason he probably doesn't like it.
All right, Johnny, take her down right to that yellow line. Back on the gas now. That's it. Right off that corner, up against the wall. A little tripped up. Pace chases in. We can see not too good. And seems to be losing ground almost every turn of the wheel.
Oh, he slid it out there. At least he was using the racetrack, Benny. 12th fastest for Benson.
All right, let's check him out this time. He's still in the red. Green a little bit as he comes off the corner. Still in the green. He has a chance. Still in the green in turn 3.
Man who was 3rd fastest in practice. Can he do it?
No, it's red.
Can he knock Jeff Gordon off the pole? No.
Outside.
Very close. 22.98 for Johnny Benson. What, 0.04 of a second off of the time by Jeff Gordon. Heck of an effort to Matt Yoakum.
The guy that everybody is waiting to see make his qualifying effort is the Rushville Rocket, Tony Stewart. Tony, you set the fast time in practice, doesn't pay anything. just practice. What about the big show here? Can you win your third pole here?
I don't know. We got a really good car. I mean, we came and tested a couple weeks ago, too, along with Ricky Craven and a bunch of the guys. And, you know, Greg Zipadelli brought two cars that were really different. And, you know, it made for an interesting test. It was kind of probably one of the most unique tests we've ever had. But I think it paid off, too. I mean, we really tried something different. And, you know, that combination is what we brought here today. And it's working so far. We just got to see if we can finish it off now.
That's Tony Stewart, very strong in practice, by about a tenth over the next closest guy. All eyes are going to be on this 20 machine, Marty.
Well, Matt, all eyes right now on Kenny Wallace, 32nd fastest in practice this morning. Not too good. Pace chases in, and you can see it continues not to be too good.
Not too good. Looks like this first lap is kind of a throwaway for Kenny Wallace, trying for a great lap on the second lap, and we can see he goes all the way down to 23rd. All right, this time it's better, but it's still not nearly good enough for pole position.
Kenny qualified third at Charlotte last week. Kind of went backwards when the race started. He will be disappointed with this. 23 out of 23 cars. That is not good for Kenny Wallace. More Bud Pole qualifying. Jeff Gordon dodged a couple bullets. He's still on the pole so far. We'll be back from Martinsville with more in just a moment.
NFL 2001 is here, and this year's Sports Illustrated and NFL Films want you to grab on to the ultimate NFL package. 3 great gifts: the official NFL Films highlight video of your favorite team, plus a collectible NFL team logo football, both free with your paid subscription. When you use your credit card, you'll also get this fleece stadium blanket free. With your official NFL team highlight video, you'll see who'll have all the fun in 2001. Call now and you'll also get this team logo football. Pick a team, any team. The choice is yours. Both are free when you order 54 issues of Sports Illustrated for only $1.48 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. When you use your credit card, you'll also get this fleece stadium blanket embroidered with the Sports Illustrated logo free. It's the ultimate NFL package, free from Sports Illustrated and nowhere else. Get into it.
High-definition television, made possible by Panasonic.
Bombs blast Afghanistan as terrorist bank accounts are frozen. Find out how effective these methods are in winning the war on terrorism with former Defense Secretary William Cohen on Lou Dobbs' Moneyline. Tonight, 6 Eastern. You can depend on CNN.
As the war against terrorism continues, log on to CNN.com to find out what's happening now. Get up-to-the-minute, on-the-scene reports from CNN correspondents in the field. Go behind the headlines and get the full story with detailed maps, photo galleries, and interactive 3D models. Plus, be the first to know when news breaks with CNN email alerts. Get everything you need to know when you want it at CNN.com.
Welcome back to CNN Sports Illustrated's coverage of Bud Pole qualifying for the Martinsville Speedway. Jason Leffler went while we were away, 23rd out of 24 cars for Jason Leffler. And Bill Elliott now takes the green flag.
It was 13th best on the practice this morning, so I have hopes for Elliott. I'm holding out hopes for Bill Elliott to have a great qualifying run. Got to pick it up, Bill. Our TNT pace chases in, and it's going to be pretty good. But not pole material. How about this second lap?
Surprising to me, Benny, he has never had a pole here or never won here at Martinsville.
You can see 13th best the first time out of the 25 cars that have qualified. Picked it up a little bit, did he? Yes, one spot.
One spot's good enough. 24.56 for Bill Elliott, who will be in the 12th position. Let's hear from Matt Yoakum.
Kevin Harvick is in Memphis, Tennessee, preparing for the Busch race on Saturday afternoon. Filling in is Rick Mast wearing Kevin Hamlin's uniform. But, Rick, the big question, rain is forecasted for Memphis. What happens if Kevin has to stay?
If he stays in Memphis, hopefully wins that championship. I mean, that's what they're after. I'm here to help Richard Childress Racing, and
They were gracious enough to have me come here and qualify the car and run it. And if Harvick can't run Friday or Saturday and he has to run Sunday, then we'll step in the Goodrich car on Sunday and run it here in Martinsville. We spent the first part of the week with Gordon in the 31 car and Briggs and Pickens trying to help those guys. Maybe they helped me. I don't know. Seems like they're running pretty good today. But whatever I can do to help Richard Children's Racing, that's what I'm doing. They hired me for the week, and here I am.
So the focus is on the championship. So if rain does hit Memphis, Harvick will stay in race after that championship for the Busch Series, and Rick Mast will get an opportunity of a lifetime driving this very potent number 29 machine. It's Dave.
And Matt, I've been down here working on my mathematics. I think I misspoke earlier. Jeff Gordon actually improved his time by 2/100ths, not 2/10. Johnny Benson actually lost 58 1,000ths of a second on your run. Johnny, where'd you lose it?
Probably right here over the new tunnel. I'm real happy with that lap. I mean, it's 18th best we've qualified here in years past, and just extremely happy to be up here. Usually, man, I'm at the back here, and it's always hard to get up through. So, guys do a tremendous job. Valvoline Pontiac's pretty good, so we're just going to see what the weekend's going to bring us.
And you feel like this much better in race trim because around here you have to beat and bang your way to the front so many times in the past, right?
Well, we're hoping this is real close to what we're going to race, so I'm just glad that I've been able to back up the time that we ran in practice, and should end up in the top 10, I hope, so I'll be real happy no matter what, as long as it's in that area.
And as long as it doesn't rain down here, guys, because Benson would have to start 11th in that case by points, and it's sprinkling just a little bit.
Hey, Benny, that Dave guy's pretty good at math, isn't he?
He is good. He must have the batters are strong in his calculator. I can see that right now.
He's better than Allen, isn't he?
Alan's batters are always going dead.
In his calculator, anyway. Jimmy Spencer out on the racetrack.
Oh,
a little high through 4 there, huh?
He kind of missed that corner totally. All right.
What do you do when you miss a corner totally, Benny? To start over?
Well, he could start over. Unfortunately, if he had done it off turn 2, he probably would have stopped and turned around and gone backwards. But right now, he is just trying to get the tires warmed up for the second lap, because this one is not going to be very good. Oh! He almost spun again, and that ruined both laps.
Wow.
You can't get loose off turn 4. It ruins both laps.
And that's obviously going to affect this lap as well.
Yeah.
Now he's done. So it looks like provisional land for Jimmy Spencer. From the penthouse to the outhouse, the man who sat on the pole at Charlotte 1 week ago, and
he
missed it again.
That tunnel corner down there, it must be getting a little bit of rain on that new concrete off turn 4, and it's causing it to be even slicker than it was before.
Yeah, we heard Dave say that it was raining out there, sprinkling a little bit. I wonder if that had an effect on the lap. Dave, is it still sprinkling out there?
Yeah, just a little bit, Marty, but I was just going to say our location down here where they bring the cars in after they qualify in the top 3 is right down in turn 4. So I don't know about the rest of the track, but at least right down here, it's definitely sprinkling.
Well, this ought to be interesting because it is sprinkling a little bit. And here's the man fastest in practice, Tony Stewart. As Matt said, all eyes will be on this young man. Sat on the pole here for this race last year, won the race, and he talked about that test session. They had a very unusual test session. You would think they had 2 poles here recently and a win here recently, that this would be the car that won the race here, right? But it's not. This is a car that's been sitting on their truck for 2 years as a backup car. And they brought it here because they said, why is it sitting in their backup car? Let's try it and see what happens. Tony likes it much better than the car that has 2 poles here and a win here. So we'll see if the new car does as well as the old one.
Pace Chase,
they called it. Sorry, man.
Pace Chase is in, and it's really, he's struggling. This is not going to be a pole lap. This is going to be just 17th best. How about the next lap? We see that he's almost there. The Pace Chase is very, very close. No, he's not. He's going to be off the pace considerably.
A little bit green there at the end. Oh, he picked it up a bunch. 4th fastest for Tony Stewart, 23:03.
Well, see, now he had no trouble off turn 4, so the fact that that new part of concrete being wet doesn't play, because Tony Stewart ran okay on that second lap.
Jeff Gordon dodges another one. This is the guy he was really worried about, probably. Back with more Bud Pole qualifying in just a moment. Jeff Gordon still the leader.
In the world of fantasy football, this guy is a giant, and you could be too. Log on to cnnsi.com Fantasy Football, where you can build your own team, manage your own league, and try to beat the experts. And if you're a winner, these prizes could be yours. Fantasy Football at cnnsi.com. Log on today.
In a world that changes by the minute, turn to CNN Headline News. Keep an eye on the future with updates on America's new war.
The United States is beginning to show its military muscle.
While you focus on today with the latest in business, technology, weather, and sports.
And the NFL's request to play the Super Bowl.
In a changing world, we're here when you need us. CNN Headline News. News 24/7.
Every year, people who care about the world's children trick-or-treat for UNICEF. This is how we do it. Hi, I'm NBA basketball player, Vlade Divac. The money we collect buys medicine, clean water, nutrition, and education. It saves kids' lives. This October, wherever you go, wherever you are, take the box. Call 1-800-252-KIDS or visit www.unicefusa.org.
This week on Page 1, there will be Midnight Madness, Bob Knight style. We'll see how Texas Tech is getting ready for a new season under a controversial new head coach. Join host Laura Oakman for that and more on Page 1 Saturday on CNN Sports Illustrated. We have halted qualifying here. Drivers are just kind of hanging out by their car. You'll see Dale Earnhardt Jr. had a good run last week at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. A little bit of rain out there, Benny, and Dave's weather report. Not only can he add and do math, but he can also be a weatherman. He was very accurate.
Well, my question is, Dave, how much is it raining? It must not be raining very hard because Hermie Sadler's on the track.
They sent the pace car out, Benny, to check things out. The pace car took about 2 laps out there. They determined that it was okay, and they've sent the next car out.
All right, Hermie Sadler, who really, really needs a good, clean, dry racetrack because Hermie was about 29th best in the practice session.
I'm sure he would take that lap, Benny. Matt Yoakum is with Dale Earnhardt Jr., I believe. Matty?
Dale Jr. was 12th fastest in the practice session. Junior, pretty much close to where you qualified in the spring, which was 10th. Anything left in this car to maybe have a shot at the pole?
I doubt it. I think that lap we run in practice might have been a little bit of a fluke. We've been kind of mediocre all day and really ain't got the handle on the car, but it's not really one of my best tracks. I like it. I always like getting around here, but we just can't seem to get the car to turn and get off the corner.
When you talk to Dale or his crew chief, Tony Uri Sr., they all point to Martinsville as one of the racetracks that they've always seemed to struggle that they would really love to master. Maybe that could be today in qualifying.
Hermie is struggling. 28 out of the 29 cars. He really needs to pick it up. He needs to pick up about 10 spots.
Really wants to make this race because the Virginia Lottery is his sponsor. This is his hometown track, up to 15.
Oh, wow. He picked up 13 spots. Great qualifying lap by Hermie Sadler.
Maybe that was the plan, Benny.
Well, maybe it was.
Great lap for Hermie Sadler, 15th fastest. Of course, has veteran crew chief Jim Long helping him out for the last few races. Best Hermie has ever qualified for a Winston Cup race, Benny, is 30th. So I'm sure that he is a very happy young man right now. Carl Long out on the racetrack in a Ford this week. He was in a Dodge in Charlotte, made the race. Did okay. Started 30th, finished 29th at Charlotte.
And Wally Dallenbach is always talking about turning the brake bias to help the car handle. And Carl got playing with his brake bias down at Charlotte. And he said he started on one straightaway, just cranked it so much when he got to the corner, he had no choice except to spin out. He got the car so loose by fooling with the brakes. He said he promised the Lord if he wouldn't let him hit that wall, when he finally got that car stopped, he'd put that brake bias back where he started with it.
I'm sure the brake bias is untouched so far this weekend. Carl trying to make 2 consecutive NASCAR Winston Cup Series races here, which would be a pretty big achievement for these guys. 26th fastest on his first lap is Carl. 27:02.
I think he needs to pick up about 0.15 of a second to feel comfortable making it. It needs to get down in the 50s. Needs to get in the 50s, Carl.
Nope. Oh, yeah, he did.
Well,
barely.
Close. 5.93. He was in the 50s by 7/1000ths of a second.
He's going to put your word to the test there, isn't he?
Yes.
He's going to say, I ran the 50s. You said I'd be in if I ran the 50s.
And I don't know if that's going to make it or not. Right now, he has beaten 7 cars. And he needs to beat 10.
We have 16 to go. Here's Rick Mass in Kevin Harvick's race car. Kevin, of course, as Matt just told us, in Memphis, Tennessee. Bad news for these guys, or I guess bad news for Kevin, probably good news for Rick, is that it's raining in Memphis right now. And if it does rain again, Kevin Harvick will stay in Memphis and will not race